Hey everyone, this is the second session of Impact for the next step. We already had a discussion with people that they were here in advance. For the ones that they are not here now, I hope you're going to see the recording soon. So this session is about an introduction to the project management. I checked with you what's the level of experience you have with project management, and I saw different replies. Most of you seem to be a bit like beginners when it comes to managing projects, and that's totally fine because the whole session is an introduction to the project management because it has a lot of different things actually to if you start analyzing it. So this is going to be a try of us having a discussion about projects. Most probably, you are already project managers in things that you're not even aware of. There are a lot of things that we tend to manage day by day or year by year that we don't even realize, even during our student years. So this is going to be a presentation about that. All the presentation is going to be in on Mentimeter, so you need to use your phones now, scan this code just for you to participate more actively in the whole session. I am gonna, yeah, I see people joining. So just use this. You're gonna be seeing the screen as you see it right now. Kostas, can you please confirm that you see my screen in full screen, like the whole
Yes,
screen?
I can almost. No, I can see still the bars of your window.
Okay, this, but I'm not sure if I can. Does it bother anyone or it's
Does not bother me. So
okay? Okay, cool. Because I don't know how to change this one. So, guys, I see that you are already coming to the Mentimeter. I'm gonna put the QR code again. Just make sure you participate there because it's gonna be. I see 30 people now, 31. How many are we in total?
we are 43 right now,
So we're 31. So we are missing more or less 10 people now.
and more are coming.
Okay, I'm gonna put the QR code there again. So the reason why I want you guys to be online with your phones is because this is not a lecture. None of the sessions we're having is actually lectures. They're you don't sit and listen. It's more of an interactive session. So it's gonna be also half teaching, half learning through activities. So it's good for you to participate with voting and also changing the course of the flow of this presentation. So. First of all, I want to see your understanding on the term, first of all. Like, what is a project for you? When you hear the word project, what does come to your mind? No wrong answers. We don't, I mean, we accept wrong answers because there are no wrong answers at all. So you can just write down, submit your perspective of what the project is, and then we can discuss upon it. Productivity, collaboration, activity, idea, implementation, plan, a process, a battle. I like this one. Interaction with other, work, idea, teamwork. That's the key. Okay, work. Guys, just for you to know how this Mentimeter works, maybe it's a good insight as well. If sometimes you see some words that they pop up, that like they're bigger than the others, it means that more than one person has actually write the same word. So most of you have spoken about strategy, work, idea, and process. All of these actually are parts of projects. And I want you now to answer a question. I see 26 of you already there. You don't need to use your own name. You can use any fake name. I think most of you have used fake names. Um, which of the following best defines a project? Routine, repetitive work, and temporary effort with a clear goal, a long-term ongoing process, any task done by more than one person. Ta-da! Oh, nice. I like this. I really like this. So we have two winners here. I mean, the winner is one because the correct answer is a temporary effort with a clear goal, a long-term ongoing process. I'm gonna actually show you the definition of it because I understand. I also saw in the poll that you also spoke about process. Um, Routine repetitive work, for sure, this is not it because this is something that has a time frame. And the task done by more than another person usually is something that is teamwork, not necessarily is a project. So, what actually is a project? A project is a temporary, structured effort with a clear goal. It's really simple. Like, I'm going to give you the easiest definition. So it has a starting point and it has an end point. That's why the answer before a long-term ongoing process doesn't really fit here. Because yes, a project can be long. It's going to have like a lot of ongoing process going on, but it doesn't go forever. It has a start line. It has a specific goal, and it also has a specific like timeline. It starts from point A and it goes to point B. It has a beginning and an end. It doesn't go forever. It has a specific purpose and let's say a set of tasks that must be completed to reach a purpose. So the project can be small. I have some examples here. That's why I told you maybe you're already project managers and you don't even know it. When we're thinking of a project, it doesn't have to be like a huge project that is going to transform like the world, or it's not like opening an airport. For example, now in Heraclion, we're opening a new airport. That's a huge project. It's going to last, I don't know, for 5, 10 years. It's a long project, but we know we have a starting point, we have a delivery point. This is a big project. At the same time, a project can also be an exam. For you to be ready to pass the exam, you need to plan your studies, for example. You have to look for resources, maybe to speak with people, research. All of these tasks that you do to actually achieve a goal that is maybe passing an exam is also a project. So a project is not a routine. Again, it's not a routine is something that you do every day. You can say that studying in general is a routine, or maybe teaching for teachers. Teaching is a routine. Project is something that you do for once, for a purpose, with a clear finish line. Why now does this matter? In my the perspective that I have is that when you recognize something as a project, you can also manage it because you can plan it, organize the tasks, the progress that you are going to be having, and reduce the stress. So management. Now here comes like the project management because this is what the session is about. Project management helps you organize the goals, the tasks, the people, the time, all the resources, everything that has to do with the project in order for this to succeed. So it's not really about like I don't know fancy tools because I was checking online, I was researching myself as well because things change every year, and I saw that there are a lot of tools, especially now with AI. There are so many tools that we can use um, for do a proper like project management. Even if you open the spreadsheet, like the Google Excel, let's say, or Microsoft Excel, there are already the plates for project management, project like timeline, and all of this kind of stuff. Project management is not really about fancy tools or like complicated charts. It's about breaking work into simple steps, prioritizing, I would say, avoiding surprises. When you plan things ahead, it's really easy for you to minimize like the risk because in every project you always have some things interrupting maybe the plan that you have. And then in general, keeping things on the track. Now, why this is important for students? I think this is also a skill that you're going to be needing for your after university graduation, like life. Of course, when you work in a team setting, a lot of times you need to be responsible for projects or maybe being responsible for specific like set of tasks. So for sure, it's something that it helps you being more competitive when you can actually show to the employer that you can handle projects. It benefits early year of students for the academic success. That's I don't know how many students we have that they are first year students because here there is a variety of different backgrounds. There is a whole different mindset when you leave high school and you go to university. It's not anymore a teacher being like delivering sessions, delivering like classrooms, and checking each one of you if you have done any progress or not. In the university, you're actually responsible for your own work, research, following like the classrooms. So I think this is also a really good tool for you to plan your whole studies. I'm gonna put again the QR code if someone hasn't is not on already. And then in the end, I have as an extra reason why I think this is important because it supports working students' time management. A lot of projects fail because they're not really well planned. It's just plans that they go to waste. Everyone has an idea. That's the first step. You need to start with an idea with a purpose, but at the same time, you need to plan it accordingly with all of the resources that you have in order for you to succeed. So here I have a general, let's say, project life cycle. It always starts with the initiation. So you have to define the project scope, the goal, like what do you want to achieve. Then it comes the planning area that we need to develop in detail the project plan. A lot of people fail in the first. They have the idea, they don't go into planning, like to do all of this work. This is like when you are, let's say, proactive in what things you need to run in order for you to succeed. Then is the execution. That's another like milestone. In execution is actually where the tasks are being performed, when you do the actual work. And then is the closing. So I'm gonna give this in detail later on. This is the main, let's say, phases. However, I want you to check again all the steps that I put here, that I put there, and tell me if you think that something is missing from this project life cycle. So again, a project is something that I'm planning to do. I'm planning to have a 8 out of 10 grade on my physics exams. That's going to be in February. That's the goal. It's the initiation phase. Then we have the planning. What do I need to do in order for me to get this grade? I need to study. I need to go to the lectures. I need to attend all the classrooms, all of this kind of stuff. This is the task that I put for the planning. Execution, actually doing the work, actually going to the lectures, doing my homeworks, doing the research, and studying. And then the closing. Closing is when you have made it already. You have to review it, see what feedback you are getting from yourself, from the professor. Maybe you didn't achieve the goal that you want, so you needed sort of feedback for you to perform better later on. So the reflection assessment, as you said, it's going to be in the closing, let's say, phase. Is when you review it, finalize the project outcomes. Discipline and hardship are things that happening in the execution, but you're actually coming close to my point to see if it works. I love this one. I don't know who said that. Bravo.
Hi.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, good job, Maggie. So
Thank you.
monitoring. Oh, I like this one as well. Concentration to the goal. See if it works. Okay, yeah. Factors. Exactly. There are some factors you cannot really predict, even if you do a really good plan. Patience. Okay. So most of the things, guys, that you are talking about, they are things that they are most probably part of the execution phase. I always check by bibliography because I'm gonna speak to you by experience as well, but we need some theory, to rely on, and I'm gonna share with you like all the resources that I have. Most of the resources, most of like universities and all this kind of research they're talking about these four, let's say, stages. However, there are a lot of things that you're mentioning now that they have to do with the discipline, monitoring, see if it works, and all of these extra factors you maybe are going to interfere with your project. So this is the monitoring and control. So basically, this is not really an extra phase, but it's a crucial, let's say, element that is part of the execution. If you see now this red thing is actually under the execution. Let's say this is part of execution. While you're executing things, you do the things that you planned at the previous stage. However, things don't really always go as planned. You have to make sure that you make adjustments if needed, track the process, have some quality control, and ensure that the project actually stays in track. Pay attention on this slide. I don't know if you have seen already, guys, but in the end of this session, we do have a quiz. This quiz is going to be the main task. You're going to have a lot of time for you to fulfill and mark it as done. It's going to be like a week of deadline. But I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying because these are things that show you the basic, let's say, the principles of project management, and you're going to be asked specifically about this as well. So here you see the full process. Again, project life cycle. The initiation is when you do you check the stakeholders, what is going to be the outcome and everything. Monitoring and control actually, again, happens during the execution in real time. So think of it like driving a car. So execution is like pressing the accelerator. How is it called? The gas. Accelerate. I cannot say it. The gas.
The
Uh,
accelerator. Gas is the
no, it's also used, I think, in the US. Accelerator.
no,
Gas, I think it's the
the
same.
accelerator.
I'm gonna Google it. So you actually press. This is the execution. I'm doing the job, you know. But monitoring and control is when you check your mirrors, you adjust like the steering wheel, you slow down if needed, you just press it and go like that. You actually have to check all of these type of things. If you only check the car in the end of the trip, you are going to crash. You know, you have to make sure that things are going the right way. So while the team is executing the work, the project manager, if it's going to be you, uh, is supposed to constantly tracking the progress, comparing reality to the plan, identify if there are any risks, and maybe making any adjustments that are needed while the project is running. So again, execution is like doing the work, monitoring and control. It's making sure that it's the right work and done the right way at the right place. So I want your opinion now, and I also want some teachers maybe later on to also tell me their opinion. Which phase do you think takes the most of the time? Is it the initiation phase when you starting putting together what you want to achieve, check the stakeholders and everything, putting a goal? Is it the planning that you put down all the tasks that you need to do? Is it the execution that you actually do the project, or is the closing? Okay, I can tell you from now it's not the closing. I see that no one has actually is choosing it. Again, I don't really have an answer here because it also has to do how you split what's your way of working. There are some people they spend a lot of time in planning because they want to have a perfectly like let's say plan, and then they make things faster in execution. There are some other people that they spend more time in execution and they find things along the way. So I see that a lot of people here that you are saying that the planning is the one that takes most of the
You know,
time.
I think this depends also on the culture. There are two cultures in the management that I'm not a manager, but you know, reading about management is like the German way and the US way, the American way. The German way, they would like to plan everything, you know, in any details before they start. The American way is like you are starting and you are correcting if you are doing mistake. Always find adjustments until you are going to reach the goal. I think
Mhm.
in our case, personally, I like much more the US approach. I don't like the German approach, like to plan anything before you start here. I think that this kills the energy and this kills the innovation.
Mhm.
And also, Costas and George, you need a lot of flexibility. Like sometimes you plan something and there are new things that emerge on during the process, so you need to replan and rethink the execution and the project as a whole. So there's a need for flexibility here, I guess. So I would want to take the US. I would take the US approach.
Depends on the regulations because you know a lot of projects are funded by someone else, so you
Mm.
can be flexible up to the point that you don't break the rules of the funder.
Mm.
Okay, thank you both for your input. Actually, both of the things that you said is going to be in the next slide. I have some unexpected factors, you know, because sometimes maybe even if you plan everything correctly, there's going to be something that's going to mess up with your plan. And I really want your input on how you would actually approach this type of situation. So, thanks guys for voting. Here you can see that's just a template I found online. There are 100 templates you can do for breaking out the work you have to do in a project. So most students and professionals actually fail in project management because because we try to keep the whole project in our head. Like we have everything here. And a lot of times we forget things. Like even now, I mean, that's an irony. And I'm going to talk again in the end about paradoxes in project management. I have so many. papers with notes. This is poor like management, because this is actually ideas I have that I need to put in an Excel, otherwise I will never do them. So you can really hold the project in your brain. I mean, some people maybe do. If you have a lot of things in your head, you're not gonna do it. You have to break it down. So here you can see like just a breakdown, let's say structure. This is like the way of you to see what you want to do, for example, in an event. For example, if I'm going to be organizing, like, let's say, a career fair, I want to organize this career fair. I have to check what are my stakeholders, what I want to achieve. I want to have a really nice fair, yes. I want to invite a lot of people. I want to invite a lot of like students and universities. What do I need to do in order for me to make it happen? So we have the project title is Career Days, University Fair. Then the activity one is to actually bring the exhibitors, like to bring the companies. I need this as a milestone, like companies, let's say, and then I need to make all of these steps that I need to do in order for me to actually make the event happen. I need to have some phone calls. I need to send some emails. I need to follow up with people. I need to explain to them why they need to come. That's one part, really important, but only this part doesn't really does the job done. Activity two, I need to invite the students. So another big milestone, an activity title, is marketing, like promotional activities for me to bring the students in the fair. This has totally different tasks. It's about creating posters, maybe TikTok campaigns. You see, this is different because it's a different audience. When I'm talking about companies, I need to send them emails, most probably, or call them. If I'm talking with students, I need to maybe make posts on Instagram, on Facebook, maybe not even Facebook, like TikTok ads. I need to make like big banners in the university. Different like type of activities. Um, and the list goes on. Like there are so many tasks that you can think of. If you select the main, let's say the bigger picture, we have like the project, and then these activity titles that you see are big milestones. Milestone is like a category, let's say, um, of tasks that you need to do, but they have something in common. For example, the first one, the first like chunk of tasks is for bringing uh, the exhibitors, like the companies. The second one is about bridging students. However, both of them, they contribute to the same goal. So the goal is the same. However, each one of these small, let's say, categories that we're calling them like milestones, all of them, they need to could contribute in order for you to achieve your goal later on. So there is another thing that is a lot of times we don't really take into account. The first thing that is really important for project management is actually to put tasks in different like categories and also like try to plan them. Another thing though is to put everything in a timeline. It doesn't really matter if you're gonna write them down. You actually need to find the time for you to do all of these tasks. Can someone actually understand or like guess what task dependency mean? Like how do you understand it? It has to do with the relationship between the different tasks. But how is there? Does anyone want to make any guess? I think I don't have a Mentimeter activity for that, but you can open the mic if you want. If we don't have anyone else, Kostas can talk.
No,
If
let's
there are-
wait for the students because I don't want to be the first one. I have to wait. I'm a student here, but I have to wait.
So I think, guys, we're gonna now be talking about putting things in a timeline, and then
Yeah, so task dependency, I think it means that you will have to be really into the task. So maybe you don't want to imagine the possibility of you failing to achieve it, and perhaps you will fake achieving it or pretend that everything is all right while it isn't.
Mhm.
So.
So, okay, I see what you're saying, Gabriel. This is the whole concept of like staying true to the task that you have. Task
Yeah.
dependency has mostly like to do with the relationship between the tasks. Because in the previous slide, you saw that we have different type of tasks that
Yeah.
I separate them. However, these tasks maybe interfere with one another.
Oh, yeah.
So Yeah, let me go. I don't know, Costa, if you want to talk. I have actually
Also, I think about it, you really wouldn't want to do two tasks or missions at the same time because, well, two different ones anyway, because it will be a problem to focus on them.
Mm-hmm. You're opening a whole another topic that I also have a strong opinion about, and
Oh,
it has to do with like multitasking because I'm not sure I really believe in that. Even though I'm a person who does a lot of things at the same time, I kinda agree with you, but this is a biased opinion that you cannot really focus 100% of your energy in different tasks at the same time. That's really that's why it's really good like to plan a lot of things in a timeline and see how you can actually split your time. So when I'm talking about, thank you, Gabriel. When we're talking about task dependencies, it's actually to understand that a task, like some tasks, let's say, can only start when the other ones are finishing. So, for example, you can see here different like circles. These circles are actually tasks. So there's a task A, task D, task B. A dependency means that you cannot really start the task B if you don't complete the task A. So, for example, see it that way. Um, Again, I'm about to do an event in my university. I'm part of the career office, by the way, for in HMU. I don't remember if I introduced myself. I have this idea, and I'm sure it's going to be the best idea ever. However, I need some type of approval on that. So maybe me starting speaking with people is gonna be the B, and it's the start for me. I need to get an approval from May, from Costas, for example. I need to get the budget approved, for example, because I cannot really start with this. Even though I'm 100% ready to start, I know my partners, I know what I have to do. I have done this a million times. It doesn't really matter if my task is actually dependent in another task. So and also something really interesting that I see here is the conditional type of dependency. So you saw previously that we have different type of milestones. So we have the exhibitors, we have like the students. Another one, it could be about like the relationship that we have with the leadership of the university, because the leadership, like the dean, the rector, and everyone should actually approve things. This is in the part of category in the A. There are a lot of things that they need to do. They need, for example, to give me the permission to do some press release, to speak with other companies, maybe to speak with the press office. They have a lot of tasks. Conditional dependency means that I need only one of these tasks to be completed in order for me to start. So, for example, in this A, we have the approvals and everything. I can start the C not when the rectors are going to finish all of their works, but when a specific like task from the milestone of rectore whatever is going to be completed. So if they actually give me the permission of that the venue can be booked, I can go ahead and go to the conditional to the next task that is again connected with another one. I don't know if this is confusing to you. I'm going to give a really stupid example. So a task dependency, when you're cooking, I'm going to cook pasta. Like, yeah, I will have talents here, right? I cannot cook pasta if I don't put water in the pot. So I do have the pasta, but in order for me to actually boil them, I need to put water first. So this is a type of dependency that happens, and it happens a lot in tasks. You cannot start something if something is not already completed. And this is really important, guys, to know when you coordinate people or if you are a team member in a team. This is really important for you to understand how the work of others a lot of times affect your one like work. That's why it should be working like as a team. So, building, this is a fact. I think also have it in the quiz. Building the project timeline comes before identifying dependencies. So I already spoke a lot about having a timeline, and I'm going to give you some tools for you to use as well. But timeline, I think, is the key. We actually need the timeline in order for us to put everything together and see if we're going to do parallel tasks and everything. But what comes first? Is it like checking the dependencies? Or firstly, like, let's put them in the timeline? It depends. 73%. Yes, no. Okay. Building the project timeline comes before identifying dependencies. So the correct answer is no. We cannot really start the timeline if we don't know which tasks affect the other. I see now that I gave the correct answer, you start voting the correct one. So yeah, I put this there in depends because I know sometimes this type of answers actually give us a sort of relief that okay, I'm diplomatic. But guys, I cannot really think of any project that you put things in the timeline without really knowing the order and what affects the other. You cannot, for example, you want to do you're a teacher and you're gonna like have a classroom with the students. You cannot invite the students maybe to the class if you haven't booked the class. So there are these type of questions that you have to think to have in mind. A lot of times when we're doing projects, there are things that are happening in parallel, and we're going to talk about that because this is actually happening and they need to happen. You cannot have everything like perfect in order for you to start doing it. Like, and this is actually the mindset that I really appreciate. Costas, this is an insight, but it's about you. This is, I think, something that has helped me a lot with Costas because Costas has things in his mind and he wants to do them right away, and he's like really implementer, doing things, and it proves that you can actually do things also in parallel and also in working with different people, working with different people, delegating tasks. But it's really important for you to have this written in a paper and like having in a timeline. Otherwise, you're going to get lost. And I don't know, Costas, if you want later to share your screen with your
What I
uh,
would like to share,
calendar.
here, it is like, yes, when you are writing a proposal, you are placing tasks, but you are not always placing, not only you are placing tasks that they depend each other, you are assigned the tasks to humans. And sometimes when you have with a very big group of people and you don't know them, sometimes the assignment is to the wrong people, and you need to, as Samia has mentioned during a project, to be flexible, and you need to bypass things. And even these tasks depend each other; they are dependent each other. You need to identify ways to move ahead, even though by breaking or by re-innovative or by replanning, this dependence.
Mhm.
So there are a lot of, I mean, you are correct on what did you say, but in the real action, and you know this much better, I mean, it depends on the people as well who are implementing this task.
Exactly. That's exactly the paradox one we're going to see. I have put it to three paradoxes in the end of the presentation that is talking about the certainty that you feel when you're doing a project. When you start a project, you don't really know how it's going to go. You have all the time of the world to actually do things, but you don't really know what's realistic to happen or not. When you start doing it, yeah.
And that's why Georgios, the Gantt charts that they place us to do at the beginning of the project is the biggest lie.
Mhm.
Because I mean, in an actual way, you cannot follow a Gantt chart, letter by letter. I mean,
Mhm.
you need to deliver, but you are going to deliver probably within the period of the project that you mentioned, the beginning and at the end. But probably, the Gantt chart is not going to, you're not going to follow the Gantt chart for a lot of reasons. People, collaboration, technical issues, political issues. I mean, these things is very active. I think for me, project management is something very active. It's not passive. Otherwise,
Alive.
it's an organism. It's
Yes.
like,
This actually summarizes really well also what Samia and you, Costa, spoke about. And it has to do with the scope creep. So, guys, scope creep it happens when a project starts to expand beyond its original plan. So we had a plan, but there are a lot of new things that are coming. Either because you didn't really plan correctly, or you had another vision, and then you had to change because we have this monitoring phase that is not really fate, but it's part of the execution. So you starting executing things, and you see that it's a totally different story. So this is the scope creep.
So
It's
it
really
should be, George, maybe that is the point when you decide that should be another project, not the same one.
Oh, that's
I mean, if
yeah.
you lose control, if you're doing something and you see that you added a lot of elements, a lot of new ideas, maybe you should call them Project B, C.
Yeah, I think Samia, this really has to do with what's your original goal, and if this has changed. So if this hasn't changed, and you don't, and you see an alternative, you can actually change all of the tasks and all of the things that you were supposed to do in order for you to achieve what you are doing. If in the middle of the process you see that there is no actually point of doing it, and you have changed your the circumstances have changed, yeah, maybe you can actually forecast, admit that this is not working, and then maybe you can actually start a new project. That's actually
Yeah. Let me ask you a question, and
mhm,
everybody here. Sometimes when I call people, like, and I speak on the phone,
mhm,
sometimes I choose to talk about one topic, and sometimes I talk about a number of topics. What do you think is more successful? To focus on one thing or just do different things same time? I think it's a metaphor of running a project. It's the same.
mhm.
I would like to see what you think. What works best for you? To work on one project, one idea, or just let it expand and then focus more on the thing? What do you
Kostas,
think?
Kostas, do you want
Yeah, but
to?
you
If
know,
it's a project, I would rather have one goal in mind, so I will actually have the focus to achieve it. When I have several different ideas, it could be difficult to decide what is really the most important for me. I need a certain main objective.
I
Uh,
think.
Sorry, I would like to add something on that.
Mhm,
I think it's dependent of the role of the person. For
mhm,
example, if someone is in an organizing position or a management position, at some time he has to manage a lot of projects and he can focus on one. That's completely normal for this type of position. If his position is more on the field, let's say, it's better to focus on the project that's given at hand rather than a lot of other projects or side projects, let's say, and lose focus from the main project, which is doing the field work.
mhm.
So it's dependent on the role, I think.
Thank you, Yorgo and Gabriel. Samia?
Fine. I mean, if everybody sees it differently, I just wanted to see. I mean, to me, it works most when I focus on one thing at a time. I might have different projects in mind, but each time I decide to focus on one thing. I choose what to focus on because to me, like I'm a teacher. I teach and I lead the English department at the Western Galilee College. And every time I need to choose my focus. What do I
Mhm,
want to focus on? What do I want to achieve this semester? Like we have 3 semesters a year, so each semester will have a different focus. If I focus on different things, I just lose control and I lose people interest in the project, and people don't want to work on so many different things. People like focus, to
mhm.
focus on one thing. That's what I learned from experience, and I don't know if all of you agree with me. I don't know.
Sama, when you're talking about different projects that you do in parallel, how much of your time do you really invest? Like like your contribution is like 70% or you like 10%? Like how much time do you really have to work in different projects?
I don't really work on the different project. I need only to think about the idea. I have my team. So every time we need to work on a project, I divide work and I tell teachers or my staff. I mean, I disseminate responsibility. I
Mm-hmm.
give responsibility to different people, and my job is to monitor each one work and to see that everything is working. But it's usually based on one theme, one idea.
And when you're having like new projects, let's say, do you have like different people working on them, or you have a specific team that does different projects at the same time?
Like George here, thank you for your contribution, George. He said it depends on the position and it depends on what people are doing. So there are people who like to work alone, individually, to do individual work, and there are others who work in a team. And the way I see the responsibilities of my job is to cater to the needs of everyone. I mean, we're all different. I mean, people have different ways of thinking, different ways of work style. So I have to cater and adapt whatever plan I offer or idea to different people. The thing is that sometimes people expect me to make the decisions since I'm the leader, like the manager. And I say, well, I'm not that type. I want to hear from you and let's work on it together. Let's think about it together. But each group of people get different responsibility. So it's in a way parallel, not conditioned. Like you spoke about conditional relationship. To me, when I work on a project, it's more like parallel, like I divide the task and then we combine it all together in order to get the bigger picture. Yeah.
Kostas, did you want to add on it? I saw your.
No, I would like to add that it's much better to focus, even though in real life we have to do a lot of things in parallel, either we are students or staff. However, when you would like to perform and feel better, because every day if you have a lot of things to do during the night, you are thinking what you have missed. So focus your day in some specific, project, do what you have to do, and the next day do for the next thing, the next bunch of things that you have to do. So categorize your obligations and try to implement them one category per day or two categories per day. So grouping your tasks is the most, in my opinion, is the most successful recipe that I can give. If you are doing things, differently, they are not linked, and also you spend energy. You spend energy because you need to reprogram yourself in something completely different. So if you focus your day or you split your day in the same group of tasks and group them, you don't spend time in order to refocus yourself in something new. All right, this is my opinion. And also you feel very much better because when you go back, when you go to sleep, you say, you know what you have done. All right? And the Americans, they used to say, when you start to do something, complete it. Don't leave things, in 50% in order to do another 50% of something else. Complete the things. This is my opinion.
The whole grouping and categorizing tasks, thank you, Kostas. It's exactly the whole thing we discussed now and the principle of project management. But again, another thing that is happening is like the scope creep I'm talking about. It's something that occurs when you are doing the execution, because especially if you delegate the work to a lot of different people, a lot of different people have different, let's say they face difficulties or they have ideas. And it always begins with let me just one more thing, like I thought of this idea, and slowly, that's as well the magic of the project, that while you're doing it, you see a lot of things that are happening and you want to include more things and everything, but slowly it grows until the project becomes like bigger, and later maybe it's really stressful for you to manage. So it's like, again, I really want to bring some relatable, let's say, type of examples for everyone to understand, even if you have zero, if you have zero experience with projects. Think of you having a party. You have like a low-key game with a roommate. You want to have like a party with your roommate, and then this roommate is bringing his girlfriend. Like you have everything planned. That is gonna be like, I don't know. We're gonna be five guys. We're gonna having like this night. I have ordered pizzas. I have cleaned the house. I have enough chairs for everyone and everything. And then you invite your housemate, and then the housemate is bringing his girlfriend, and then the girlfriend is bringing the bestie she has from the high school. And then you start like saying yes, yes, like you don't want to be impolite. You are inviting other people coming, and then from a really small gathering, you could be like five people. You are having like a lot of more people coming. You have to replan. You have to rethink. You were expecting, like, you have ordered already from Volt. I'm doing advertisement now, but have already from Deliveroo, whatever app you are using, you have already ordered like the pizzas, and now you need to order more pizzas. What does this mean? More money, for example. That's a resource. You don't have enough space to your room. You have to actually change the setting. You're deciding that the living room is really small. You have to go to the bedroom, like move the bed on the side and actually have a really cozy time there. So these things, they're coming. When you're a project manager in this case, you can actually say no. That's a reply. I cannot put anything on my plate. I cannot actually put this extra thing in my head. Or you can actually replan and make it work. But this has to do with a lot of other stuff. It has to do with if you have the money to pay the extra pizzas. If you are going to decide that you're going to charge them for the extra pizzas, you're not paying anymore. If you what's the relationship between these people, because maybe the bestie of the girlfriend of whatever he's bringing maybe doesn't really get along with the other person, so you don't really want that to happen because you don't know how to manage it. Or if you actually accept that this is going to happen, you need to find a way to manage it. All of this started because you said yes, for example, to something that came from the exterior environment. It wasn't in your plan, but you have to manage it either by saying no, either by bringing more chairs, ordering more pizzas, and everything. Gabriel, do you wanna? You have raised your hand, I think.
Actually, two things. First, I would like to add to what uh, Konstantinos said that I think it is in a project, usually it is performed by a group. So I believe they would prefer to finish all of their tasks. So after the project is over, they feel how to say it, whole with themselves, like satisfied. So if they haven't completely achieved their objective, they're feeling, something is missing. That is what I have to say about Konstantinos. And about you, I really think for conclusion, it is probably the best to have a flexible plan, you can say. One that is not too dependent on the details or circumstances. I guess you can say relaxed that. And now that I think of a bit of history, it was in the 19th century in the Franco-Prussian War, Prussian with P, in which the Prussian army, which preceded the Imperial German army, they did have a plan, but it wasn't like every battle and every siege. They had what are our key objectives and what do we need to keep in the fight.
Mm-hmm. Again, you
And
see, sorry, Gabriel. Go ahead.
and in the beginning of World War One, the Imperial German Army also had a plan, but I think it failed because it was an extremely inflexible plan, which required everybody to work like a, the army to work a bit like a machine rather than in an actual group. So
Thank you,
couldn't
Gabriel, for
yeah.
the example. Even in that case, if you see, for example, that you have the same goal, but new things are arising because maybe you haven't planned them ahead, again, you have to take a decision what you're gonna do. Does this thing that I have in my mind still serves the same purpose? Or maybe my purpose has changed. This is a constant thing you have to do. Whatever happened in initiation, whatever happened in the planning, you need during the execution to always make sure that you are still following the same goal if the goal is still relatable, and then what other things you have to do in order to actually assess any risk that is occurring. I really like what you're saying here in the example that was given in the small party, and I want actually to tell you that exactly whatever things you are saying there for this really stupid like silly example is exactly what's happening in the business world. Not enough space, you're telling me. Yes, that's operational limitations that can happen in the business if we're having an example like that. More people, you said if we have more people as we have in the party, it means that we have more stakeholders to please. Instead of you like making sure that you're gonna having a party with 5 people that you really know, now you also have to please and make sure they're having a really good time other people that you maybe not know. Budget issues. That's exactly what happens with a lot of projects as well. I don't have money to pay the pizza. Yes, maybe I don't have it. I have to take a decision. Maybe I have an idea that during that event I'm now planning, an exhibitor of the career, like a company that is doing the recruitment, asked me to help him having a really nice interview table, some like plans and everything. I said yes. I need to find more resources in order for me to accommodate it. It doesn't, this creep I told you about, the scope creep, that actually the scope of the event is getting bigger, is not necessarily bad. It's something that actually comes because we decided that we're gonna do it, but it needs you cannot do more things and change stuff by following the same plan, by doing the same tasks. If more factors came into the equation, you actually have to do something different. You have to also forecast about these new things that are happening. Also, you're talking about the relation between the people that are going to be in the party. Yes, this noise, chaos that can actually be created, it reduces the quality of the event you're doing. That's also a really nice example you're talking. So now I want to see what's, and this is where I want everyone's actually participation. I want to know, how do you really avoid this, let's say, scope creep? So when things like that occur, that they're not necessarily ideas that are coming from us, but they're ideas that are coming from others. So like any type of external factors that they may make us like rethink, what should we do? Good planning. Yeah, what if this happened after the planning? So you had everything planned, but something changes during the execution days. Calmly, of course, you have to be calm, otherwise you're gonna freak out. Dedication, yes, you need to be dedicated to your project. Welcoming the change, yes. How do you welcome it? Say hi, welcome, hey, change. You're welcome to come here, but how am I gonna actually address this issue, the thing that is coming now? It doesn't, there is no really specific answer, because it really has to do, just to give you an idea, it really has to do why this scope is getting bigger. Is it because like an exhibitor, like a stakeholder, let's say, I keep talking about exhibitors because I'm writing my own project now for another work, but is this because like someone is trying to make the event better, we need actually to accommodate it? Is it something that you cannot really take a decision if you keep or not? Because sometimes you cannot say no. If, for example, I have booked a venue, I have booked a classroom, and then there is an earthquake happening, and we don't have the classroom anymore because of really bad facilities. This is something we didn't choose. We need to find a solution. In that case, there is no solution to avoid it like, hey, I don't care about the earthquake, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna have the class on stones and stuff. No, you cannot really work like that. It really has to do with where it's coming. Replan, adaptability, good planning. Yeah, that's, of course, you need to be adaptable. It's exactly what Samia said, that we need to be adaptable in things that are happening, and actually every time judge if we're still doing this or not. Because if something really important changes in the project, maybe the project doesn't really have a meaning anymore. If I'm doing different tasks and some of the tasks are going really well, but some of them that are really crucial do not really perform. For example, in the example again of a student fair, the students are really excited, they really want to come. I'm really doing my job properly. The tasks are being really good, and then something happens and the partners are not coming. You're not gonna be having a fair. You need to find an alternative, either to change the subject of the fair, like instead of like companies brick like educators and change the fare and see if it's still valid for the students, or you need to cancel the event. Like, this is something that you need to take into consideration. So I just put without that's again my proposals about things that you can do in order to eliminate, let's say, the risk as as good as possible. It's to set clear expectations from the start. There are some things that can actually cost us.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times when we are writing proposals, or I mean, I think that can be applied also in other kind of project management, even our studies. I mean, whatever you are doing now, it's a project management. I mean, your studies is your project management. You plan your time, you are taking decisions, you have a plan, which is the curriculum, and when do you have to finish and etc. But however, we have risk management in the proposal. So from the very beginning, we can predict and we can be proactive in order to predict plan Bs, like, the coming of an extra person in a party or for an earthquake or whatever is more common based to our experience. And by discussing with our partners during the writing of the proposal, we have, this risk management, and then we have to act on these mitigation processes or mitigation policies. So what George has mentioned, if we have a good, let's say, planning, when we design the project and by taking to the account the different profiles of the people, and this comes of course with experience, we can be proactive. We used to say foresight. We can see foresight. We can predict what kind of problems did we face in the past and how we can mitigate them. So this is also shows, and this gives another, I would say, an added value to get engaged in projects or plan our studies as a project in your case, because every day you are learning and every day you are adapting, and this means that you increase your experience. You are coming here and we are discussing. This is, an extra element to your education. Try to exploit, and try to adapt in order to learn and, progress. So this is, so whatever you say in the project management, when you submit proposals in order to get funding, this is there. The mitigation is there, but the daily life is like a project. So you can see what things are happening, and then you train yourself. It's like we are machines. We are like machine learning somehow. And every day we receive data in order to readapt.
Thank you, Kostas. That's exactly the first point of advice, if I could call it an advice, about the good planning and having clear expectations from the start, because maybe things are going to change in the way. Maybe we're going to find new solutions and everything, but we need to have a clear goal. Why are we doing this? Like every time something is happening, like does this serve the purpose? If we realize that we had to write a proposal and then we realized in the end that this doesn't really work. Maybe it does work in some countries, but it doesn't work in our country. It doesn't work in the reality of our university, in my student group, in my studies group. Because, for example, if you're a student and you have you see a really cool, let's say, robotics team that they're doing a really cool innovation in like abroad, that you want to copy it exactly here in Greece, but you don't have the resources, it's gonna fail. You do know this. You don't just copy things. You see what happens, what can actually happen in the reality of your own. And the reality means resources. It means the people that you can actually they can actually support on that. Budget is also a resource. We have two different, let's say, big types of resources. We have the human, and we have also the finance. Like the actual budget we're having. It has to do with. I think for me, the team is maybe the most important thing, especially if we're talking about, because there's some experienced people here, like Samia, Kostas, and they're usually like leaders of the projects. The people where you delegate your work and you assign the work plays a crucial role in if this project is going to succeed or not. And this is a paradox as well. We're going to see paradox in the end of the presentation. So, however, let's say that what Costa said is actually failing. We have a really clear expectation at first, and then we need to change things. What do we need to do? We need to communicate the changes immediately. Just don't wait. Like whatever happens, we need, for example, we have a team, we're doing a student group, a student assignment, let's say. And there's a team member, like a fellow student who suggests a new idea. Let's make a poster for the presentation we have, or let's make a video. Not only presentation, let's actually gain more points, have a better grade because we're going to actually shoot ourselves. This is the moment where the group needs to pause and ask, do we have the time? Do we have the resources? Does this help our main goal? Because there are a lot of things that you need to actually judge, because maybe in the criterion that you have in the the criteria of the professor is actually to have really nice audio, visuals, and everything. But maybe it doesn't really matter. So yeah, it's a cool idea. It's a really nice thing that you want to do, but it doesn't really serve your goal because maybe your goal is actually to achieve a good grade. But this is an extra thing that is going to get a lot of your time because actually shooting and actually like being on the camera, it takes effort. Maybe it's going to refocus from the main thing that's actually making slides on the PPT, like on the PowerPoint, and this doesn't really like make anything. It doesn't really improve anything in your case. Yeah, Yorgos.
Yeah, in that case, we have to consider that a lot of the times, some tasks, like you said, taking pictures or shooting a small video, can actually improve the involvement of the participants, and they can actually boost the production rate. So that's another factor that we have to take in mind.
That's a really good point because what you're saying now, Yorgos, is that if this video, let's say it's like a team bonding activity, it's going to make the team perform better and actually contribute to the whole let's say goal that you have. Yeah, that's a yes. That's something that you change. That's why I also told you guys that it's not the scope grip. It's not only about changing the plan because we only have negative things coming in the way. Sometimes during the process, you see, for example, that people are not engaged because they're really lazy on writing on a PowerPoint. Yeah, maybe finding another way that's going to motivate the team. The other type of resource that we have, it's actually the human factor. Yeah, this actually contributes to the bigger vision and to the bigger goal that you have. So yeah, exactly. In your case, it's again the same steps actually. You hear the new like idea, you stop, pause, and think. Does this actually help us in the way of like of whatever project idea that we have? If the answer is yes, yeah, then of course we do it. Thank you, Jorgo, for the point. So guys, I think I spoke a lot and I have drunk like I don't know, 2 liters of water. So I need some break. We'll need help of Costas to actually split you guys in an activity. So we spoke a lot about planning stuff. I just have put a fake scenario here. So the scenario is that you and your team are organizing a small meetup for 20 international students happening next week on campus. Let's say, because actually we are really, really diverse and international group, let's say that we decide to invite, we're in HMU, in every university, guys, that you are, that we invite the next step participants to an event. Oh, actually, that's a good idea. We're inviting an event in our university. What are we doing? We need to put together a goal of the event, just put together some major tasks, assign roles between the group that you're going to be having in the breakout room, and then identify one risk and how your team would prevent or reduce it. So basically, what we're going to do is that we're going to split in groups of I think 10 we could do. Costas, I need your input there. We're going to split in breakout rooms.
So
And
I
all
would
of
say we are 48, 45 because three of us we are professors.
Mhm.
So 59, 40, 59, 59, 59, 45, five. No, five. I would say 10 rooms.
Okay, we're going to have,
It's not nice. If you create groups more than five, you have issues. So I
okay,
would say 10 groups. Nine
okay, guys.
groups. Nine groups.
We're gonna have 9 groups then. Just make sure that you know. I'm gonna go to each one of the rooms and also see how you're doing. I really wanna see open cameras and actually microphones working and
Do you
everything.
want me to start this?
Yeah, I'm just gonna brief again what this is about, guys.
Another
All
another tip, another tip we need, sorry about this. We need, to allow everyone to share his screen in order to be able, this screen to be visible in the different rooms. So I have released it. So anyone, when you go to your virtual room, you can see this screen that George is.
so everyone in the breakout room is gonna be seeing this screen.
Yes, I think so.
That's amazing. If not, guys, I'm gonna check the breakout rooms. I'm gonna share this with you or
Yeah.
take a picture of it. Just again, a reminder: this is a team. You are a team of I don't know 5 people. However, how many you are in the breakout room? You're organizing a small meetup for these students from different countries. It's gonna happen next week on the campus. In your breakout room, you have to put the goal why you're doing this. I'm telling you, it's a fact. You have to find a reason why we're doing it. 3 or 5 major tasks. Us, as the reception team, let's say that we're going to receive all of the students on a campus. What do we have to take into account? How we organize this thing? What are the big milestones and category of tasks we have to run? Assign roles just between yourself that I'm going to be responsible for this thing, you're going to be responsible for another thing, and then identify one risk. That's a really good, that's actually whatever Costa said. We also have to have a risk assessment. Something might go wrong. We need to identify that, put a risk there and maybe a solution how you're going to prevent it. So when we come back to the main room, I will want one of you, one of the group, to at least one of the group, to actually share what the whole process you did. So Costas, I think we can go ahead and break.
Okay, so
the
1, 2, 3, create. So now you have received and you need to join. Let's see who is with us and who is not with us.
That's a good one. Yeah.
This is from the experience.
So whoever actually doesn't really go to the room,
Yeah, some people, they are,
why they don't pay
just
attention.
here.
But I think it happens automatically as well.
No,
It doesn't. They cannot go automatically.
no, they
After
have
the
to
time?
react. They have to place, a
Oh
bottom.
my gosh. Okay.
Costas, how did you share this slide with the breakout rooms?
You just release on the share. You just press share the screen with everyone. So it's on the sharing option.
After you send them to the breakout room or
No,
before?
before. I can do it after, but also before.
Mm.
So I think that we need to support. All right, so let me check. I can see room 1 is full. Room 2, at least 4 people, we are okay. Room 3, there are 3 people, 4 people.
So, did
Uh,
anyone take a screenshot of something?
Ayala is like, I don't know where is Ayala.
Do you remember all the things we have to?
Who is talking? Who is speaking?
Elena, hi.
Ayala, please,
Sorry.
join a room so I can see this wife Moran, Elena, Timsit, and Temerta. Are you with us? All right, let's take them out. Why do we have them in?
Oh, who are you gonna take out?
There are 3 people that, they just here, they have switched on the computer and now
No,
they are drinking coffee somewhere.
no, maybe they're on the toilet, Costas. Be patient, please. Taking out the students.
All right. So I can wait. So I stopped the recording, first of all.
Oh, yeah, that's good. So just for the people that are watching the recording now, we are going to be waiting like for 10 seconds because we just split in breakout rooms and we're now back in the room.
38 seconds. It takes in 1 minute.
Oh, 38 seconds, nice. So yeah, guys, I want to keep the time frame that we have, like the 2 hours for the session. We still have less than actually 20 minutes. And yeah, I want to know. I mean, most of the experience I want you to go through is already done because you were in groups. I saw you active. I really liked it. You saw me incognito in some of the breakout rooms. I didn't really speak, but I was hearing what you were saying. I was really happy to see this interaction. And yeah, I want one per group to share their findings. Let's say what they discussed, maybe a challenge they faced when they were allocating tasks and were thinking about the event. And then we're going to close with some paradoxes as well. So we have Irini, Marianthi, and Martin here. Martin is the name, right? Not the surname.
Yes, please.
Yeah, because I realized the 3 days ago we have Blessing Alfred. That I was 100% sure that Alfred is the name, but it's Blessing the name. I don't know if Blessing is here. No, she's not. So yeah, Kostas, I think I'm gonna mute myself. Guys, see you in how many seconds?
Now we all of them, they are back. Usually when we have the breakout rooms, we have some, let's say,
Oh,
losses.
perfect. Nice. Okay, guys. So yeah, I don't know how much of you listen what I said. I just wanted you to. I guess we have one per room that is wants to participate and like talk a little bit about what they discussed. Maybe if they faced any difficulty, what the concerns was about. Like you can just raise your hands. Oh, I love this. But it's not initiated by me. We need to stop it. Sorry. So, yeah, you guys, you can just share your, just raise your hand, and we can discuss about what you talked about in the breakout room. Who is the first volunteer? Georgios, Ella, my most, my guy,
So,
Ella, Giorgos, please.
so um, me and the other participants of group 2, we were on the second group, and we decided that we are going to host a get together for about 20 people, international students. Guys, if I say something wrong, you can correct me. um, and what we're going to talk about and do is nutrition stuff. Like, we're going to educate people on eating disorders. There's going to be one station like where we educating people on eating disorders. There is going to be a mini cookout like competition. Sorry, let me check my notes.
Cooking traditional dishes.
Yeah, we are going to do traditional dishes, and we are going to exchange traditional recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 4 major tasks. We have assigned some roles. So Eliana, it's on the education for eating disorders since he studies psychology. I'm in the. I took care of the reception part, so I'm going to welcome the students. Mike is on the cooking competition. Now, Ayala, it's a moderator of the recipes and photo, and has photo coverage for like social media and stuff. And Moran, it's the second dance of the competition. One risk that we prepared for, it's that something catches on fire in the competition, and the solution of that is one of the two judges. He's going to have a fire extinguisher and deal with the problem right away. Yeah.
George, okay, thank you. That was the team. Which team? Two.
Group 2. Yeah.
Okay, group 2. I see you already went. You deep dive, like you dive deep in the agenda as well. I really like actually the idea of different cultures and food like presenting. That's a really good idea. No, that's cool. Okay, let's go next to. Thank
It's
you,
a good
George.
idea with a lot of calories, I have to say.
Yeah.
So does, yes.
We accept calories. It's fine. It's still winter. We have time for the summer, Costas. Mariana, I think is the next on the line. Mariana HMU.
Hi.
Hello.
So we were the team 9 with Raffaello and Fatima.
Raffaele, no Raffaele.
Raffaele, sorry. Scusa.
Oh, preciso. Yeah. Va bene, okay, thank you.
Bravo.
We thought that we can make an event about exchanging our food cultures.
Yes.
For the tasks, we've decided to make participant lists so we can know who is going to come and who is not, to make the accommodations, to prepare the campus for the event, so to set up the space, the the rooms, everything, and to plan the whole schedule, the tours, the
Excursion, yeah.
Αυτό. About the roles, we didn't assign a role to Fatima, a role to Raffaele. Raffaele.
Sì. Okay.
Okay. And to me, we just made some roles. So we can have the participant manager, who is going to be something like the HR, the logistics manager to fix the budget, the social media manager to promote the event, and an activity leader to help with the activities, to organize the activities.
Okay.
Does anyone else want to say about the problem that we found? No? All right. The problem that might be appear is some technical issues of the microphones and all the stuff. So we've decided to test everything before the event starts, and also to hire someone who is able to resolve the problems if they appear.
That's a really good one, actually. I see that this is also about cooking, you said.
Yeah.
I see that the group loves food. We need to do something about that. Yeah, I firstly I was scared that you didn't assign any roles to anyone, but I saw that you actually made roles per category, let's say. And I was about to say that, guys, when we even if we have the plan, we have like the different categories, we do need to assign this to specific persons, because when we don't assign the responsibility, it just no one ever takes the accountability. But I understand, Marianne, in your case, someone from you is supposed to be the participation manager, as you said. So I think we're good, and I really like the idea. And this actually issue that you mentioned, the risk, it's something that happens most of the time. I experience this in the events, especially if I do events in settings like they're not ready to accommodate audio visual type of events. We always have this type of issues. So it was really realistic. Thank you. Let's go to Maria Tsoraglu.
Hello.
Hey, Maria.
In my team was Marianthi, Utente, and David Kochen, I think.
Number of the team?
4.
Okay.
So we like to do event about Erasmus. So about a blended program. And our goal is to introduce our country to the foreigners. So we had some roles. The first one was the event manager and the coordinator, the leader of the team, actually. Then the project manager, the marketing one, the social media manager, the communications manager, and the technical support. We communicated about the tasks. So we want to have some quizzes and Q&As or an icebreaker Q&A just to introduce to each other. And then we said that one problem that we may have is how people will know about our event. So the solution we found is how we can deal with this problem is social media.
Okay.
To make posters, upload it in social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because it's all the people are in social media.
She's hired. She's hired in the career service now.
What?
Okay, yeah. You can have a visit. You can pay a visit our career office on Monday. Konstantinos wants to hear about these ideas. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, team 4. Let's go to Irini Kurmuli.
Hello. Me and my group A,
Mm-hmm.
The one goal we have is to help international students connect with each other and feel welcome for the campus because they are new and to know about the campus. The task that we have right is find a place and organize the meeting,
Mm-hmm.
email them about the place and the time, and to break the ice with each other, uh, to be friends, talk about, and yes, the roles that we have right is the timekeeper,
Mm-hmm.
the coordinator who leads the planning and keeps the team organized, the spoken person who must welcomes and the participants, the material manager who must prepare the emails and the food we will have in the meeting. And the risk we have done right is that some students might have trouble finding the event location. So we will have made a group with students that they know the place, the meeting place, so to lead them there to
Okay.
be in the right place.
That's a
That's it.
realistic one as well. Thank you, Irini. And that was group 1 or group 8?
One.
1. Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay,
What is the
Irini.
department of Irini? What is your
Sorry?
department in HMU?
BAT, Business Administration and Tourism.
You know, because I know only one bat, the Batman. But now you explain. Okay.
We love this. Thank you, Irini and Team 1.
You're welcome.
Kiki Sideropoulou.
So, hi, we are the group 6.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's start. So the goal of the event that we have to make is to network from people with different cultures and share the different cultural perspective, and build friendships, have fun. So one task is, first of all, the welcoming. So we have to make a campus tour, for example. Another one is to make activities, games, to interact, and it will be an icebreaker also. Also, food and beverage. There will be food, snacks, drinks for the students to eat or to drink. And the roles that we have are, first of all, someone that it will be the leader of food and beverage to buy them or to set them and to generally set what types of snacks to buy or drinks. Another one is someone for the activities, to plan the games, what type of games, or something to build and interactive, maybe in social media or something like that. Another one is the logistic leader that will set up the place and we organize the place. And the last one will be someone for the marketing role. And so they will be responsible for the communication, the social media advertising. And yeah, all of them are very important roles. And last but not least are the risks. So the main risks that we thought about was the low attendance because they were shy, or they forgot about it, or there was a language barrier. So we thought about a solution about reminding the event 1-2 days before the event, to upload videos, to show them that it will be a fun event and to come and not think about the language barrier or to be shy. And it's a safe place, something like that. So
That's a really good. I really like the risk as well, and that's again a common thing that's happening, that we don't really have the attendance, the desired attendance. And Kiki and Team 6, thank you so much.
All right, please. I'm here, but I can't locate my hand raised icon. That is why I will
that's okay.
Martin, excuse me, Martin, are you from Kenya?
No, I'm from Ghana, but I'm schooling in Kenya.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah,
Let's give the floor to Andrei Isaev, if I say this correctly.
And also, I would like to comment something. It's the first meeting that I participate in this call from Impact. That the Greek students, they are more, I can say, they take the initiative first than any other nationality. So I'm very
written
happy.
down the names because don't worry.
No, I'm not skipping names.
Wait till the end, Kostas. You haven't heard other students.
I said who has taken the initiative, not that the others, they are not going to say something.
No, everyone was active at the groups.
Yeah.
Saw them. No,
I don't need lawyers. I know what I'm talking about.
I know. No, it's 7, and I want to conclude and not to delay the guys. Andrei says you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. For the mini event scenario, we thought about meeting on the campus, and our goal is to help international students get to know each other, get to know their culture, get to know each other personally. And our tasks, 5 tasks, designed 2 or 3 simple games activities to help people learn their names, their culture, and other stuff. Build a clear timeline from start to finish. What are we going to do at each time? What activities do we have, and other sort thing. We need to arrange the logistics, the space, the sitting, the standing, the food, the drinks, and basic accommodation, other accommodation needs. We need to send a visitor preparation for the weather, for the location, for the schedule to every student that will be visiting. And also we need to collect preferences in advance, like for I know that's in another topic. Sorry. So because we were 2 people, it was me and Carlos. Samia helped us out a bit, and for my role, I would post ads, remind on social media, send the location of the and plan evening social options, social activities, and finalize the schedule. For Carlos, we have him creating the games and activities for our students, and plan a simple campus tour, check the weather, and switch into auto plan if it's raining. Also, hold on just a second. He will send and manage the student form for how do you say it? For registering. Yeah. So the risk and the solution. The risk is that not everybody eats all the food, and the solution we have is to have different menus, have students fill a form before for their food choice.
Okay, that's again a realistic one. We faced really recently because especially if you do international fairs, international gatherings, you always have to know the preference of the people, like the religion, like type of dietary restrictions they may have. That's a really good one. Thank you. This 2 members team with the help of Shami
Yeah,
as
we need
well.
an assistant.
And very nice English. Very nice English.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have Martin as well, and then we'll conclude. Martin, I want you to be efficient and go directly to the risk, please. What was the risk? And what team? Oh, also, Andrei, what was the team number? Andrei?
I don't remember. I think it's 5, 6, 5. Yeah, thank you.
Samia always saves the day.
You said I should go straight to...
Martin, go straight to the risk. I like the risk and the solution, of course.
All right. The risk that we had was number one, having different cultures with, some kind of geopolitical tensions. So
Okay.
I took my school as an example because we have different cultures here. And for you to invite them, maybe you have an Israeli, you have an Iranian or something, and how we are to. So what we planned is we don't have to talk about cultural sensitive matters. You have to come tell us what is so interesting in your country rather than anything related to geopolitics or something. And we also said, if you have any snack from your country that you could share, you could come with us so that we all share the same different snacks from different cultures to bridge that gap of me coming from Africa and you coming from maybe Middle East or something. So we needed to share some common stuff. Another thing was when it comes to finding the location, we had to design a location, flyer or something, because we wanted to locate communities. So if you have the East Africa community, if you have the West Africa community, or maybe people from Ghana, people from this side, we locate the community leaders for them to give us two representatives, because we cannot just go around, because we need only 20 guys. We can't go around sharing information about getting people. So we need specific 20 guys. So we locate community leaders from international students. Then they give us two representatives each. Then when we get these representatives, we are able to plan with them and also have a time with them. So basically that was the challenge that we were thinking about. Yeah.
I really like that you touched like sensitive topics that a lot of times we ignore. I really like that's also relative again. So thank you so much, Gabriel. I'm gonna hold you for a bit because I want you guys to. I don't want to keep you for more. Yeah, we started. I think I need 9 more minutes just to finish and explain to you about the task because you need to confirm. Again, Martin, what was your team? What number? Thank you, Martin. You're saying something now. I'm trying to read your lips. I'm really bad at reading lips. But yeah, Martin, I don't know.
Martin, you're on mute. That's why we can't hear you.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't really remember. If anyone from my group can remember,
It's okay. I'm gonna find it out, but it's
It
fine.
was 8. We were on
Yeah.
8.
8. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm going to continue with some paradoxes I wanted you to see. So first of all, there are some ready, let's say, templates you can use for project management. This is for an assignment that I don't really want you to do because I feel it's a more difficult and a bit more advanced. I just want you to know that I'm going to have a quiz that is already uploaded in the session. It's a quiz about everything we have said here. We have said already, and it's gonna be only the quiz, some questions. I'm gonna show you it later. But I want you to know that this type of templates for the ones that are really interested in doing some project management with some proper tools, I'm gonna share them with you. So you're gonna have these materials by tonight on the session outline. You can download all the resources, and this is more or less for trying to, you spend only 15 minutes. You came with so many ideas. These ideas usually want to be on paper. I don't want you to try a fake scenario and make real work on that. I really want, though, if someone has a real actually scenario like passing an exam, doing an event, organizing a party, anything, you can try to work on an Excel I'm going to share with you. This is optional. It's not, you don't really have to do it. I'm just here for me to give you feedback on this and like trying to improve it. No grades, nothing there. It's only feedback just for by experience, like trying to make project planning a bit better. That's an assignment that is optional. I'm not gonna go through the paradoxes though, even though I really love these paradoxes. I think I'm going to go. I don't know if paradox. You know what a paradox means? Greek for sure, no, because it's a Greek word, as we always say. So this is. I'm gonna go through one of the paradoxes that has to do with certainty. As you progress in a project, your knowledge of it increases, yet your ability to influence it decreases. Think of it as studying for an exam. On day one, when you start the exam, when you start actually reading about the exam, you have the whole textbook ahead of you. You have no idea what's inside because you have never read anything about that, but you have full control of your schedule strategy. So you take the book to read about the exam, you have full control, but you have no idea what's inside. This is when you actually start with the project. Let's say this is a project. The night before the exam, just one night before the exam, you finally understand everything. You have written so much, you know what's about and everything. But you cannot really change the exam date or you cannot gain any more time for studies. That's why I would say like good project managers invest heavily in initiation and planning. Now you had an idea, all of these things that you were discussing about, it's just a tip of the initiation phase and a little bit on the planning phase. But this thing actually really, it's a paradox that as the time goes by, you have limited ability, you have more knowledge on the project, but you have less ability actually to change things. That's why it's really important to start ahead. I think, you know what, I really hate keeping students for more time than they're supposed to stay. I'm gonna make a video about this and explaining all the paradoxes because I love them. I'm gonna go straight to the task. This is the mandatory task that you have. So guys, if you go to the project management session, the one that we have now, you're gonna see a quiz. When I took the screenshot, it was closed. Most probably now it's open. I'm gonna check this out as well. So this short quiz checks your understanding of the key concepts covered in the introduction to project management session. So whatever we say, if you paid attention and you maybe watch the recording again, you have the knowledge of how to do the assignment, like the task. It's just a quiz. It's like 20 multiple choice, most of them, questions. They're marks of 30. Don't worry about like having a high grade or passing it. The requirement I have put there is like to gather 5 points out of 30. You're gonna make it. Apart from that, the whole concept of the quiz is for you to learn and research. You know, I have put here 2 attempts. That means that you're gonna make the quiz, you're gonna make mistakes, and then you're gonna see what's correct, what is not. You will always can come back, do a second attempt. You know already the correct answers. That's my point. Like that's what I want you to know. I want you to actually understand what is going on, and then the second time you're gonna do the attempt. Whatever grade is higher, you actually have a better grade. But don't worry about grade. The Costas has already put in the Moodle that what actually counts here is the participation and completing the task. Even if you just do the task with 40%, you have actually completed the task. Don't worry about that. I really want you to take this as an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more for project management. We just touched a little bit an introduction of what project management is. And then this is an optional assignment for people that they maybe felt that this was a really basic one and they actually want to practice more. I really want you to think of a project you might have. Maybe you have already in your mind during the slides. And I'm gonna give you the resources to work on a project, and then you can give it to me and I can give you feedback on it. We can have a discussion, we can have a one-to-one meeting. This really has to do with how much you want to dive into it. This is an optional assignment. I'm gonna put this by tomorrow. You're gonna have an extra assignment which is not gonna be required for you. All of you, whoever is in this room, and also whoever is gonna be watching this now, the mandatory task is this one: do the quiz. If you have watched and paid just a little bit attention, you are gonna be great to score well as well. Don't worry about the grade. You have a second attempt. You can score 100%. It's really easy. And then the optional assignment is this one. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to actually work for a real scenario. I don't want to waste your time. It's gonna be an exam, party, I don't know, whatever you have in mind, we can work on this together. That's an extra. So that was all, guys. Thank you so much for attending. I still have 2 minutes to complete the 2 hours. I promised I'm gonna deliver this on. This is my mail. I have most probably already spammed you with emails, but if you have any questions, you can send this to me. Apart from facilitator in some of the projects, in some of the sessions, I'm also managing with Costas generally your experience in this next step course. So if you have any questions about the introduction to project management or any other sessions, please let us know. That's all. I don't know, Kostas, do you want to? Are you?
Yeah, thank you very much, George, for this, and the participants for staying with us. This is something that we appreciate a lot. You show already kind of leadership, all of you, by presenting and by collaborating. The next session will be by Elena Mistrachi from the Virtual Exchange Center and is entitled Enhancing Presentation Skills. So presentation is something that you need to have. And this will happen on the 4th of December from 1600 to 1800 CET, 1700 to 1900 Athens and Israeli time. So with this, good night. We are going to upload this video to the Moodle directly right now. And thank you very much to be with us. A lot of hearts, I don't know. I think, George, they fall in love with you. So
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
guys.
night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Night.
Bye-bye.